Michigan Nation, what is up? It's your boy TJ Ronin. I got my guy Johnny Olden Jr. in the house. We have a jam-packed show tonight, a lot to talk about. Alistair Vallejo just committed to Michigan. We got Nimari Burnett joining us to talk some ball, expectations for next year, as well as getting to learn about what the journey was like last season. And then we will talk about the House bill that just passed on Friday and what it means for Michigan. But Johnny, another awesome interview. We did an interview was it a week or two ago with Jalen Pyle, Michigan commit, who will be a part of the 26th class. Now we get to do another awesome interview. Excited to have Nimari Burnett on. What are you looking forward to, Johnny, before we bring him up here?
Just get his mind on what happened last season. What's he working on, and what's he looking forward to going this season? Because they finished similar to the football team last year. Both teams finished strong, and you want to keep that going in the next year.
Absolutely. So without further ado, I know the audience and the community have been waiting for this. We've been talking about this for the last week or two. So let's bring Nimari Burnett up. Nimari, how are we doing, brother? How you doing, man?
Man, doing wonderful, man. Y'all, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Thanks for taking the time out of your schedule, your day, and all of that. I know you're busy. So Nimari, I guess let's start back last year. Heading into the year, Dusty May comes. What's your thoughts on Dusty? And what did you think going into the season? Did you think you guys would have the season you had going into it?
When Dusty first came in and walked to his office, actually, let's rewind a little bit. The first time I seen Dusty like face to face is he came in and talked to the roster from the previous year, and just said, introduced himself, told him who he was, and his philosophy, his coaching style, and what he expects to happen in the near future as far as retaining some guys, and whether guys wanted to leave or stay. That option was completely up to them. And for the most part, everybody was there, and we all got a good feel for Dusty, and just the intro into who he is as a person and as a coach. And then sitting down with Dusty one-on-one and just discussing future and, the roster going forward during that time. And he was like, yeah, we're putting together a great front line. He was like, I know you know Vlad. And we think we got a guy named Danny Wolf coming in. And, just went through the whole roster, Trey, Roddy, et cetera. And I'm like, that sounds really good. I want to make sure it was a good fit for me. And, that I was also in the best position possible. So that was what it was, and that's exactly what it was. We had a great year last year. Going into it, I didn't expect us to have as big as a year as we did. Just like you have to be realistic sometimes. And during that time, I'm like, I want to go undefeated, things like that, and have a great run in the Big Ten. You always set the goals and expectations high for yourself and your team. But I'm happy it went the way it went, and I'm glad that we can, stamp ourselves in history.
Yeah, man, you guys had, I mean, it was to watch the year prior to this season. It was amazing because, like, the fundamental principles, the way you guys were playing ball, offensively, you guys were fun, exciting, fast. Defensively, you guys were locking teams down. Um, so at what point during the year, or maybe it was before the season started, did you get a feeling like, okay, we're for real?
I definitely felt it, early in the year once, we started beating really good teams.
Yeah.
Even though we lost to Oklahoma, I felt like we went toe to toe with them. And, it was a game that we should have won um, against a really good undefeated team at the time. And then what the moment that I really was like, yeah, this is really good, and we're going to be really good is the LA trip. Went down there and into home territory for those guys, and it seemed like it was our home. And, we had two really good games and, convincing games at that. And it was just an exciting time for the year. And it built, we built from there. And obviously it was ups and downs along the road, and, that happens. But we definitely rose up from there on.
Yeah, I
So,
remember that. Or go on, Johnny. Go
so,
on.
so what was it like to win the Big Ten tournament and stick it in Sparty's face and stick it in Ohio State's face? Because with football, Ohio State is the main one that we want to,
Yeah,
but basketball, it's more Michigan State. So
yeah.
what was it like to, switch it up on them? And yeah, we the Big Ten tourney champs.
Yeah, no, it felt really good, man. Especially like we lost to Michigan State in Big Ten play, conference play.
Yeah,
Twice, and like both times, especially that first time, like, man, we could have beat these guys. And so going into the Big Ten tournament, we was like, no matter who's in front of us, we giving it to them. And the first game was against Purdue, and we learned some things from that first time we played Purdue, and some second times as well, or the second time as well. And we definitely did that. And going into Maryland, big time game winner from Trey. And then Wisconsin was also kind of familiar territory. So, man, we was just like, whoever we play against, we ready. We seen them before. And, we was ready for Michigan State. But at the same time, we like, if we see them in NCAA tournament, it's up from there as well.
yeah.
Yes,
We all
sir.
wanted that. And since Johnny opened, I guess he opened the can of worms here. So I wanted to get your thoughts on this, Nimari.
Hmm.
The half court situation, what was your thoughts on that? With the Michigan State game, what's your thoughts on that? Michigan State took it personal. We think they overreacted, of course. I mean, first of all, what was it like to experience that moment? Like seeing that, the team going through that, and then what, if you have any takes on it, what's your take on that situation?
Yeah, no, great question. The initial reaction was just like, what is going on?
Yeah,
Like why is, people reacting like this? And then they were saying, oh, that's the reason because it stepped on Sparty. And I get it, I respect it. In his home
yeah,
court territory, you feel good, by the one Big Ten conference play, basically. I get it. But I still feel like the reaction was unwarranted, especially the two freshman guys. I just didn't feel like that was the right thing to do at the moment.
yeah,
Um, it definitely was a controversial moment. And I think the freshmen handled themselves well. Just sticking up for one another. I think that was the right thing to do. And I feel like that also helped us in Big Ten tournament play, helped us go in there with a chip on our shoulder, knowing that, the last three games of conference play didn't go the way we wanted to. And this happened as well. All right, bet, let's go.
It brings you together, it seems like.
Most definitely, most definitely. I think LJ and Fat during that moment was like they were on the bus talking like, man, what was he doing? He was doing too much. He was like, yeah, I'm ready regardless. I'm like, yeah, I feel you. And I think
Mm.
that, kind of gave us that late season uniting type of feeling going into tournament play in general.
yeah, definitely.
Definitely.
All right, so Namari, let's kind of talk about your year. You had a big year, man. I mean, you got, field goal percentage was up, 3-point percentage was up. You had a strong year for the team. You were there, big moments, strong defensively. You know, when did you feel like you were starting to come into your game this year? And what do you see yourself for next year? Like, what are the things you'll be working on this offseason as well?
Yeah, great question. Last year, each and every year off season, I worked extremely hard to improve different parts of my game. Um, I live and breathe the gym. I love the game in general. I love the game of basketball. I mean, if I'm not watching NCAA or college basketball, I'm watching NBA basketball. Big time basketball fan in general. So I really made sure to be the best and most efficient player I possibly can be on both ends of the floor
Mhm.
to impact winning. And that mindset doesn't change. And so going into this next year, continue to sharpen up the shot, um, work on ways to get shot off even quicker, on the move, make it, harder to guard and more ground to cover offensively.
Mhm.
And, different reads can be made out of that, whether it's a quick drive or, hitting the big on a roll, etc. Another emphasis is just working on my body. I think that's important for each and every person, each and every basketball player, and making sure I'm the best conditioned out there, being able to run the floor for however long I'm out there, and play the fast type of style of play that Dusty, ignites us to play, and defensively to just be active, see the ball, get deflections, get steals, loose balls, huge on rebounding. And I think, just wanting the ball and having that mindset and then also like the physicality about it will help, me continue to improve in that area.
Yeah,
Definitely.
definitely, definitely. So a question I like asking athletes like yourself, especially for, people who are just fans or maybe there's aspiring athletes who are watching, can you kind of give what your schedule is like in the off season when you are training and getting yourself prepared for the following year?
Yeah, for sure. So I try to go to sleep as early as possible. And especially
Yeah.
when we start summer workouts here, we'll probably have early sessions. Um, So I try to go to sleep by 10 p.m. and sometimes that's the latest, depending on how early you're waking up. Go to sleep at 9:39.
Mhm.
And once you train yourself, because people sometimes like, oh man, it's so hard to go to sleep that early. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, like the first time it's like, man, I'm not really tired. But once you train yourself to do it, you can.
Yeah.
But going to sleep early, getting up around 6, 7, and then hitting the gym. Usually have weightlifting first, get in there with Matt, go hard for 45 minutes to an hour. Um, and sometimes that routine is like foam rolling before, stretching, etc. And then getting out there on the court following around 8 to 9, 9 to 10, around that area. And I like, especially in my individual workouts, and this is before we even have team practices, I like to do a lot of live reads and have managers guarding me, and I think sometimes that's better than just getting up shots, and obviously that's important as well. But you want to be able to make those game time and game speed type of decisions and reads. And then when it's time for practice, we get there down and practice. And I don't know what time we're gonna have practice this summer, but I assume like noon, something like that, and hit it hard and then hit the training room, cold tub, hot tub, get some recovery in, and depending on how my body feel, I might come back up and shoot later that evening. But I'm very, very big in rest and recovery. I think it's vital and important. Those are big things that I've learned, just over the course of my career.
I got a quick
Absolutely.
question, real quick, TJ.
There you go.
On an average day or day to day, how many jumpers are you putting up? How many shots you putting up?
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
question.
On a big chunk day, like where I'm like, man, I got a lot of shots, probably like 1,000.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feel like more. And then on a day where it's like a lot of, attacking the basket or like skill work type stuff, probably like 500. So anywhere between there. And it's like, it doesn't feel like it's anything below that. If it is, it's like 400.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. It's epic. It's epic. All right. So we know, and I know I'm sure the team knows as well, the fan base knows there's some big expectations for next season. How do you guys stay grounded and focused on your next step and not looking too far ahead of yourself? So let's just kind of let's go there. And I have a follow up as well. But like, we know there's expectations for next year. What's your thoughts on those, and how do you guys maintain staying grounded?
Yeah, for sure. I think a part of staying grounded in general is just about being true to who you are, who we are as a group and as an identity. Knowing that
Yeah,
nothing is given yet. They're not just gonna be like Michigan Wolverines, 2026 champions. out the gate. So it's a lot to work for. And that's just about each and every day, focusing on the summer. Not even thinking about, November, obviously, it's in the back of your mind, super excited for it, but focus on summer workouts, building, getting stronger faster, building chemistry, and working on individual parts of the game and then parts of the team game, and then going into the fall and doing the same thing and growing and improving, longer practices. So just staying true to the process.
Yeah, so there are expectations where there are a lot of outlets saying we should be a Final Four team. There is a big expectation there. What is your thoughts on going into the year, and what do you think this team is capable of?
I mean, I feel like we're capable of winning it all. We should start by there.
Me too.
And it's super exciting, to have that label with such a talented and good constructed roster that we have and that Coach Dusty and the coaching staff has built. And being in the gym with those guys, I can see it now, us raising championship trophies up at the end of the year. And so I'm super excited that that's a possibility for us because not every team can say that, and that other people think highly of us. And so now it's up to us to put it together and honestly even exceed those expectations. That's always what I believe that, not only myself, but the group ourselves can do.
Definitely.
Awesome.
Johnny, I got one more question. Johnny, if you got one, you can go. But we do have some super chats tomorrow if you're okay with answering those. But my next question is this: I know the fan base wants to know what makes Dusty May such a good coach.
It's honestly his mind, man. Like
Yeah,
when I say I live and breathe basketball, I think he's like,
yeah,
I definitely prioritize sleep, and I'm not saying he doesn't, but
yeah,
he's
yeah.
watching basketball all day long. He's talking about it, he's thinking about it. His film work is exceptional, and I think that impacts how he coaches, and then also him being a people person. Like, I don't think he gets enough credit for the type of guy that he is. He's a good guy at heart and at core, and you can attribute that to his upbringing and the things that he has learned throughout his, coaching career and, just starting up as a manager. But he loves the game of basketball, and so he studies it and he, takes bits and pieces of the things that he sees and expands on it. So I think that's a part of why he's such a good coach.
Definitely. Johnny, do you have a final question before we get to the super chat questions?
No, you can go ahead. I'll say what I want to say at the end.
All right. Well, first I want to give a shout out to Dean. He's been a member for 9 months. Thank you, Dean. Appreciate you for being a part of the community. We got GT here. Nimari, what was your favorite moment last season? The Sweet 16, Big Ten Championship, shot against Rutgers. Which one was it, or was it something else?
Man, as a team, the Big Ten championship, like in that moment, I almost cried. Like
Yeah.
the reason why I didn't cry is like I'm like, all right, I told
Yeah.
myself, I told my team that we want to win the whole thing. We want to win the NCAA championship. So I'm gonna wait to cry then. But that moment felt so special, especially where Michigan basketball was the previous season. So to be able to raise up that trophy and kind of have like a overnight type of turnaround was a truly spectacular moment. But not just that, but also with my brothers. Um, I've known Vlad for a while, but tons of other guys on that team, all of those guys who built extraordinary relationships that's going to last a lifetime. And one day we're going to come back to Michigan and, have a good old time. So I think that's the number one moment.
Definitely. Okay. We got GT again. Nimari, I can't even make 48% of my free throws. How are you able to average that shooting percentage from the field over the entire season? That's a good question.
Yeah, I just think staying consistent in the gym, not getting too high or too low. Um, and then in those games, staying calm. If you miss one, cool. You got the next one.
Yeah.
Being ready, being available, running the floor, controlling the things that you can control. I think like honestly, as a young kid, you told 90% of the game is mental. I feel like it's 99. So I think up there mentally, just staying composed through the ups or the downs. You can have a great game, cool. You got to do it again. That's a huge part of that.
Okay. I'm gonna skip Elijah's. We'll get to it, Elijah. We'll skip it for now. And Justin as well. We'll get to yours as well. But we got GT again. Nimari, Ohio State fans are claiming that you guys. Oh god, here we go. All right, I don't know where this is going to go, Nimari. We'll see. All right, so Ohio State fans are claiming that you guys stole their signs in order to beat them in Columbus in February. Are they the most delusional fans in America? I'll let you say whatever you want, Nimari.
Yeah, I'm gonna start off by saying they are one of the most delusional fans in America. Because
Okay.
I know a couple of programs that are very, very, very delusional. But I think the delusion makes the game more exciting.
Yeah.
It's true.
Maybe a fan base down the road. Maybe
Yeah.
that fan base might be a bit delusional. Adam Lamparello, shout to Adam Lamparello. It's been a while. Miss you, buddy. Nimari, where does Michigan need to improve the most to compete for a national title? Great question, Adam.
Yeah, I mean, just going off of things that we talked about so much last season, and obviously improving on our strengths as well. Is, obviously the turnovers, just a lot of times that was a huge, huge thing that we ourselves like, all right, we got to focus on improving in that area and rebounding. I think if we can always win those two battles, we have a large chance of winning each and every game we play. So I think it starts there.
Yeah, definitely, man. Okay, Nimari. Well, I don't want to take up too much of your time. Do you have any socials that you want to, shout out to the community or anything you want to share at all? But I mean, but I just want to say, really appreciate you coming on, man, and taking the time out of your day to day. But yeah, let the community know, if you have anything social media wise that you want to share with them or anything.
Yeah, I mean, shout out to the University of Michigan. Shout out my guys from, last season. I mean, all the years I've been at Michigan and this season. Super excited to playing in front of the fans with these new guys and giving you guys something to tune in for.
Definitely. I also want to say congratulations on the engagement. Man. Honestly, bro, congrats on that. Excited for you. Enjoy the entire journey too, man. Like, enjoy the rest of this year. Enjoy the grind, the process this summer, and then enjoy the new journey you're going to be taking with your future wife. So enjoy all of that, Nimari. It was honestly a pleasure to have you on. Love to have you on again, man.
Yes,
No,
sir.
thank you so much, man.
I got one more thing, TJ.
Yeah.
I see you put the work in. I see it. I looked at your numbers and I see the work ethic. And I know what you want. You want that ring. 15 dudes coming together to accomplish a goal. Go on and get it.
Yes,
Go
sir.
on and get it. You got to bring your brothers along too, though. Everybody not working, you got to bring them together to accomplish a goal. 15 players, 15 brothers.
For sure. Take leadership too, yep.
Yes, sir. Get it done.
Most definitely.
Get
I
it done.
definitely agree. And that's the goal, baby. I'm with you on that.
Yes, sir. I know y'all gonna make us proud regardless.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we're supporting you, man. Good luck this season, and maybe we'll talk before the season kicks off. All right, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Let's do it, man. Go Blue, and
thank
you guys for having me.
Go Blue, friend.
Go Blue.
Sir.
All right, man. Nimari Burnett on the show. Appreciate him coming on, joining us, taking the time out of his day. We know he's a busy guy. So shout out to him, man. Shout out to the community. Thank you for the questions. Thank you for the super chats. Appreciate all of you. Appreciate everyone who's liked the video, sharing the video, all of that. Hopefully we can get Nimari on again at some point before the season starts. I know during the season he's probably very busy. So we'll try and do that for you guys. We'll try and accomplish that. But yeah, awesome to have him on. Johnny, before we transition into recruiting, what's your thoughts on Michigan basketball and what you're excited for? I mean, obviously we know what we're excited for, but like, what is your anticipation for next year?
Yeah, I'm getting a little hype for it, because they showed us something this year, and they pretty much built on it with the guys coming in this offseason. And like he was saying, the expectation is like Final Four or bust almost right now, so they got lofty expectations, but they keep their head to the grindstone and focus on getting to the Final Four, winning the championship. So that's where we're leading towards.
Yeah, 100%, man. So yeah, excited, awesome, just awesome, man. So I'm excited. Dusty May, hell yeah. Let's go, boys. All right, so we will transition to our next topic, and we have a lot to talk about. But actually, before I do that, Johnny, I gotta pull some huddle tape. So if you want to kind of, I don't know, you want to like say if you to Ohio State, go for it. Now's your time. I'm gonna pull some huddle tape. Yeah, all right. Do your thing, Johnny. Take over, brother.
Yeah. So, but like I'm just gonna talk about, but like I was telling him, and I like to do this with any player that comes on. I want to put that spark in them regardless. I mean, obviously they have the spark. They don't need it for me. But, you know,
Right.
I always want to put that in them and put it out there, whether it was Jalen Powell, a guy that's in high school, or even a guy that's going into his senior year or fifth year. It don't matter to me. It don't matter to me. You're trying to accomplish a goal. Let's get these dudes to come together, stay humble, and put the work in. That's what it's all about to me. I don't care what level you at, whether you in middle school, whether you in high school, whether you in college, whether you in the pros. You want to be good, you want to be great, you want to be that dude. It's about putting that work in the weight room, on the practice field, or on the hardwood, practicing. That's what it's about. Trying to get better and trying to hone your craft. If you want to be the same way, if you want to be a pilot or anything, you got to put those hours in. That's why I was asking him about how many shots he puts up a day.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Because it matters. That's your muscle memory. So when you're tired, your muscles know what to do. Because you done put up 1,000 shots. You done put over probably 1,000,000 shots up over the summer. You know, so that's why I always want to go into that, because I like more the coaching aspect of all sports, you know. But I like what I heard from him, honestly. He's got a good head on his shoulders, you know.
Yeah, and like I love, you know, something I want to start doing more, Johnny, is I really want to start capturing like the work that goes into the process, man. Like, because I'm, you know, I know we have younger kids who watch the show, because some of them will message me, you know, or whatever, and like they're in high school trying to make it to a D1 level. Like, so I want, and not only that, like as fans, a lot of us are not aware of fully. Like, we know it. There's a lot of commitment and a lot of sacrifice and grind, but what is the actual process in terms of what is your day like? What time are you going to bed? What are you doing that most people don't? What are you doing when there's no camera?
Exactly.
You know? That's where
it's at. That's how you get to the NFL. You know, you got a few dudes. There's a few dudes that are just naturally gifted.
Mm-hmm.
But nowadays, most dudes aren't just being lazy anymore. They really putting the work in. So you got a naturally gifted dude, and he's working. If you got a dude that's more gifted than you, you can't let him outwork you, or you ain't got a chance. You got to put the work in. And that's what I love about the game, especially football. Basketball too, because basketball you really just need a ball. You don't even need a hoop to get better.
Yeah.
Football, all, right, so all you need is cones. Get better.
Yeah. All right. So So I'm going to actually knock these super chats out before we get to our recruiting update. Elijah, I couldn't read this in front of Nimari. I bet Diddy puts baby oil on OSU's basketball. You're probably right. Wexner might be helping him out. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, keep that moving. We got Justin here. Zion Robinson canceled his TCU official visit. Huge news from Michigan. Major news, which we're going to get into. We're going to talk about that specifically, plus more. Justin says, I want the tackle out of Idaho. I believe that was Obot or whatever. Obot out of Idaho. I think his name's Obot. It'd be funny to get another like random. Yeah, Kelvin Obot. It'd be funny to get another like these Montana, Idaho random gems for real, man. Between Colson Loveland, our guy, Moose. Why am I drawing a blank on his last name right now? Ludwig. I'm tripping. And it'd be hilarious to get another one of these gems. All right, then we have Elijah Bowman again with the 499 super chat. I know we might get that wide receiver, McKee's brand. It's Brady McKee's, but I really want Jaquadane Guilford. Dude is a burner and a fluent route runner and underrated gem, 6'2", 190. All right, so there's an update on Brady. Marchese, I think is how you pronounce his last name. There is an update. We'll get into it. Recruiting's wild. That's all I'll say. Recruiting is effing wild. We'll get into that, I promise. Shout out to my friend Greg, who is on the road working. He's either in Vermont or Maine. Shout out to you. Miss you, buddy. All right, so let's see. Recruiting is popping off, Nick. So let's get into it, buddy. Let's get into it. Recruiting update. So we're going to start off with Savion Hyder because I told you guys, and I'm going to bring up his huddle tape here. I told you guys 2 weeks ago. I said 2 weeks ago, even though Savion was on his visit to Ohio State or shit, I can't remember where he was. Okay, it doesn't matter though. What matters is Savion Hyder is we lead. I got word over the weekend that Michigan. Okay, actually, no, I'm sorry. 2 weeks ago, I got word that it was either 2 or 3. I'm sorry. It's all mushed together. I got word that we lead. We lead, even though he was taking those official visits. Michigan still leads, even though there was that 4-week dead period. None of the teams were able to make that progress. This is Savion Hyder on the huddle tape, #1 running back in the nation. Here's what I heard over the weekend, guys. Michigan's willing to do what it needs to do. Michigan's willing to do what it needs to do to land Savion. Savion Hyder is the #1 prospect on their board. Michigan is willing to do what it needs to do to land Savion Hyder. This player right here, this is their Bryce Underwood of this class. This is that #1 player. This is their Yaxel Lendenborg. This is their Bryce Underwood right now. This is who they are going after. They believe this kid is the cornerstone. They believe he is a serious playmaker. They believe, I mean, you can just see he's a big time player, man. I mean, this kid has first round running back potential. He is the best running back in the nation for a reason. He's all around.
How fast is he?
I don't know his 100-meter. I'm sure someone maybe in the chat does, but I do not know his 100-meter time. But he's a very good player, and I'm excited. So let's be on the lookout. Let's see. So Savion Hyder is going to be visiting guys this weekend. This weekend, Savion Hyder is coming to Michigan, and I'm going to tell you what I think. I don't know what I'm about to say, but I do know what I know, and I know what I think is going. I think Michigan's going to make a major play. Like I think Michigan's about to. Now they're not going to get his. I don't think they're going to get his commitment this weekend because he has said he wants to finish all of his official visits and he'll make a decision in July. But I think Michigan's going to roll out the blue carpet and they're going to knock it out of the park. And I think, here's what we do know. And we'll talk about this more next topic. But the House bill. Here's what we know. Michigan, as of this weekend, since the House bill has been passed, is talking numbers. Michigan, since the House bill has passed. This is why you are seeing back-to-back days of them landing these kids, stealing them from Notre Dame. We obviously know about the flip attempt today, which we'll get into. But before we get into that, we'll talk about our next guy. Unless, Johnny, you got anything on Savion before we get to the next player?
No. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. We're watching it. He looked like a monster. I'm just trying to see how fast he is. That's why I'm trying to see exactly what that top end speed is like.
Yeah, I don't know yet, but he's got it all. Let's shout out here to AD. AD saying keeping McGee is a good thing, no doubt. McGee. So one of the things, actually, we'll get into it. I'll get into it in the House bill update. Keeping McGee, why that matters and why that's critical. Keegan goes, they'll get Ojo. Update on Ojo. He's actually the next one I want to talk about. He visited Michigan this past weekend. He did cancel his official visit to Oklahoma, but I just want to let you guys know it's looking Texas. Okay? Texas is still the team to beat there. We'll see if Michigan can do more, but it just appears like Texas is just in the lead right now. It is what it is. Malachi Lee is the next player I want to talk about. Alabama's been making a push. I've heard some rumblings about even Texas is making a push. But Michigan is still in a good position here. Now, a week ago, and I do want to give a shout out to Moose, because Moose told me a little nugget a few weeks ago that it might be true. I don't know, but it was essentially, without giving too much away, we should be optimistic Lee will be in the class. But we'll see how it goes. I do know Alabama's been making a run lately. We'll just have to keep our eyes on that one, keep an update. But here's what we do need to be mindful of. Malachi Lee is going to be visiting Michigan for Victor's weekend, which is going to be the 20th, where they're going to be pulling out all the stops. And we'll see if Michigan can close. That'll be the moment. That'll be the moment where I think Michigan can close. There's a lot we'll talk about with that. But it's a player we're just going to have to monitor until then. Next player I want to talk about, the other offensive lineman that looks to be in a great position for Michigan's class, is Marky Walbridge. Marky Walbridge is the player that hold on, I want to make sure I didn't misspeak on Malachi Lee. In terms of his. Oh no, all right. So he is visiting for Victor's Weekend. I just wanted to confirm that. I was going off of the dome on that one. Marky Walbridge is another one that Michigan feels like they're in a great position for. If Michigan can land Marky Walbridge and Malachi Lee, we already have Bear McWhirter. That is a strong 3. There is some optimism because Michigan's also trying to get John Turntine, who's a top 50 player, borderline 5-star interior offensive lineman, who's also looking at Texas. But there's some feelings that Texas potentially is going to be too full, possibly too full. And then that would leave John Turntine to be in a position where Michigan could swoop in because Michigan has made some progress there. We will see where that goes. I want to give an update on Zayden Crimpen, especially because our guy Kinetic, who is they have a relationship with Zayden Crimpen. I know he's in the chat. He's going to be mad at me though. Texas and LSU are ahead of Michigan right now. That's where we are with it. So you have Texas making these moves, and it does appear that Michigan might be getting the leftovers of what Texas achieves with their offensive line class. But even so, we're talking about elite talents here. It's not like we're taking a hard L or anything. It's just Texas is willing to be a little more aggressive. Plus, a lot of these kids are located in Texas. Turtime, Texas. Aiden Crimpen, Texas. Malachi Lee. Although I told you Alabama, Texas is trying to make a run. Hawaii, right? Closer location, destination. Those are the reasons, not because any other, obviously NIL matters, but Michigan's playing ball. Michigan is playing ball. So that's where we are on the offensive line. Wanted to give you guys an update on that. Next player I want to talk about. Wide receiver recruiting is getting intense. It's getting crazy. Michigan just tried to flip today. They just tried to power play. Georgia by trying to flip Brady Marchese. And he is a big time player. Burner, good route runner, strong player. Roman Wilson plus. Now, listen, Roman Wilson had a better 40 time, but it does appear that Brady Marchese has a better top end speed because he's been clocked at 24 miles an hour, which is absolutely freaking insane, not normal. Most NFL players are getting like 21, 20, 19, 20, 21s, like considered very fast. This kid clocked in at 24 track and field time. Crazy. But his 100 meters not as fast as Roman Wilson. Roman Wilson ran I think, a 10.62, I think is what his 100 meter was. And Brady's not eclipsing 10.6 right now. So interesting. But here's what happened, okay? Michigan made a move to get him to flip today. Brady was going to call Georgia, or not going to, he did. He called Georgia to let him know, hey, I'm decommitting. I'm going to Michigan. Georgia said, oh, no, you're not. Up the offer. They countered. So now it appears that it is trending Georgia again. Okay. So this is recruiting, guys. This
is free agency.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like that, man. It's like that. So I mean, Michigan now what we don't know is Michigan going to counter back? I think they might. And the reason why I think they might is because that's Michigan. The light is green. They have a green light now. They can guarantee money to players. You can see, we're already seeing this, and there's a lot of buzz coming out of the weekend that they were talking exact numbers. And so this is what makes it so fun and interesting. It's a chess game. So we're going to watch it. We're going to observe, but this is what makes it fun because literally like within 3 hours, it went one way and it flipped to another, it's just wild. So another player I want to talk about is another burner, Samson Gash out of Michigan, runs a 10.4 100 meter. We're talking faster than Xavier Worthy. We're talking faster than Denard Robinson. We're talking faster than Roman Wilson. We're talking serious speed here. He really wants to play for Michigan. He just got a major bump in the recruitings. But what he's waiting for is for Michigan to offer him. Well, I believe he's going to be camping at Michigan this week, and there's an expectation an offer will be extended. So we may see Samson Gash, and I actually probably should have played his huddle tape. You know what? How about this? It's an offer next. Do you want to see it? All right. Johnny says, let's see it.
That fast. I got to see that.
Okay, let's look up Samson Gash's huddle tape. I'll pull it up. I got you.
He's a junior right now?
He's a junior, yep. So let's share this huddle tape. So 10-4-1 out of Michigan. So he's been just blowing up on the scene right now because of his running numbers. Now, one thing that I'll say is when I watch him, he doesn't look as fast as his numbers suggest. But then when you watch his film, he just pulls away from everybody.
Yeah.
Now, like I feel like Xavier Worthy's film, like you could see though, like he let off the gas there. Like if he accelerates, he gets by.
It looks like he's got speed to burn, and he uses it when he needs it.
Yeah, he's running at like 70, and then he just turns on the burners and he's gone. Like right here, he'll probably be gone, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, and he's an interesting player. There is an expectation Michigan's going to offer him, and there's an expectation that he really wants to play for Michigan. So this is something we're going to have to watch. 10-4-1 guys is like stupid. Definitely got return potential.
You see it when he hit that corner.
Yeah, it's funny because he doesn't look like when I watched Xavier Worthy's film, like it really popped. This, I mean, you can kind of see it though. Like that was a great catch. Like that was just a gorgeous catch. I mean, I'm down though. Add him to the class. I don't see why you wouldn't. You can see there's some areas where he needs to, like that. You better catch that ball, son. But you know, if it's in the highlight tape, it's got to be going to the house, right? But yeah, I mean, could you imagine just kind of kick returns or punt returns? What a weapon!
Yeah, that's a lot to. If he's that fast right now, and he's
not even going 100%. He's not even. What an asshole that kid was. By the way, like he passes the end zone and he tackles him.
I caught him, coach.
Yeah, I didn't give up on the play, coach.
Yeah.
But I mean, like think about like the deep threat. I mean, look, like those catches though. That's nice.
He's only gonna get faster. And we need that, bro.
Oh, look at that fucking stutter step, man. I mean, I have no issue with him in the class at all, man. I'm so.
What are they waiting on? Why they haven't offered him yet?
They're slow playing. He's in. Yeah, he's. I don't know. They're slow playing him, man. I don't really know. I don't know. There's an expectation.
Like that, you want to go and offer him and get him right now.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what they do. Okay, next player we're gonna talk about is Travis Johnson. We all know personal crush of mine for the cycle. One of my few. Alistair Vallejo is another one. Which, by the way, Johnny, we didn't even talk about it. Disrespectful. We'll talk about Alistair Vallejo in a second.
We went over.
Just committed. I just did a video on him, so it was off my mind. All right, so let's talk about Travis Johnson. Now, Travis Johnson, Johnny, he's visiting this weekend. Michigan is going to try and make a major move. They want Travis Johnson. Travis Johnson is number one on their board at wide receiver. Like if they can get Savion Hyder, RB1, Travis Johnson, wide receiver 1 for the class, or for Michigan. These are the weapons you surround your quarterbacks with, whether it be Brady Smeagol, Bryce Underwood, whatever. Penn State has made some noise here. He just visited Penn State. Things went really well. But Michigan's always been kind of considered the lean, for the most part. I mean, it's been open, but there's been a lot of people who think he's going to end up in Michigan. This weekend, Michigan gets a great opportunity to, do that. And I guess, since we're doing it, Johnny, why not just play everybody Travis Johnson's huddle so they can understand why he's such a serious target? I mean, why not? All right, so here I'll pull it up here right now. So here's Travis Johnson, guys. This kid is one of my absolute favorites in the class. You'll see very quickly why Michigan wants him, but let's see. You'll see. I don't know this. All right, so let's see. You'll see. Like this kid has a lot of speed. John, you always talk about that wiggle. He's got that wiggle. He's got the wiggle. He's got the speed. He's a burner. Great catcher. A good route runner. This kid has a lot of potential. So if you're looking at a wide receiver class of Travis Johnson, Jalen Pyle, Samson Gash, Zion Robinson, who we'll talk about next. Major news on Zion Robinson. We will talk about Zion Robinson next. I also play his huddle tape. But here's what Travis Johnson can do for you. Want that wiggle, Johnny? He'll get through. Yeah. Exactly. So I mean, like, you're getting playmakers, Johnny. You could see what is Michigan targeting. They're targeting big wide receivers with speed and ability.
Yeah, because we went way too long without guys that can make somebody miss.
Yeah. And Chip Lindsey's offense, they do push the ball through the air. They do Jeez,
Mm.
yeah, I want him. I want
Set
him.
the
Pause.
clock
I
is
want him.
good.
I want him. Double pause, but I want him, bro. All right. So next player we'll talk about, and it's a big one. Another, I'm gonna be real with you. This is another like cycle crush of mine. Michigan and me, we're one right now because we're liking the same dudes. Zion Robinson, I love this kid's game, Johnny. I mean, I'm sure you've seen this huddle tape before, but this is Zion Robinson, guys. Lives in Texas.
Mm.
His dad is the director of track and field at Texas. TCU is considered the biggest competitor.
185.
Yeah. He's got the size, he's got the speed, he has to add a little bit of weight. But you know what? There's wide receivers like Jamison Williams and Devontae Smith who are playing at smaller frames. This kid can excel in Chip Lindsey's offense. Look at the damn screen. Put him on one side. Put Travis Johnson on the other. Get you Jalen Pyle. Get you Samson Gass. Whatever. Speed all over the field. Athleticism. This kid, in my opinion, is a big time player. I think he has the ceiling of a big time player, bro.
And he catches these passes like I'm going to the house. I'll see y'all later.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I mean, I think Michigan, what I love about Michigan's approach this cycle for the wide receivers and running backs is we're just talking about serious playmakers. These are all these kids are gonna really they're just good targets. Like these are not sometimes Michigan would take, I would say, solid targets at the wide receiver position, and I won't name any names on some of the ones in the past, but you can just see like you can see like what does Chip Lindsey like to do? He likes to do the screen game. You see in this kid's highlight tape. How does he fit in Chip Lindsey's offense? You see it. I mean, you can just see it from his highlight tape. And this kid has ability to pull away. I'm excited. So he has decided to cancel his official visit to TCU, guys. He's canceled his official visit to our biggest competitor. Now I believe he is going to be taking an official visit. I want to say Miami. I could be wrong on that. He is going to take an official visit to another school. And then he will be visiting Michigan. Let me confirm on when that is. Let's see. So actually, no, he already visited May 30th for his official visit. So that's right. That's right. Because that's right. He visited for May 30th. Then he said, I'm announcing my commitment in July. As soon as he finished his visit with Michigan, he says, I'm announcing my commitment in July. And then he cancels his official visit to TCU. We're on watch mode. I mean, I think Michigan made a major move here. I know Michigan's making him a priority. Let's see what they can do with it, boys. Let's see what they can do with it. Next player we're going to talk about, though. Next player we're going to talk about is the one that Michigan just landed. Mason Graham.
He looks just like him, bro. The way he plays.
Mason Graham. Mason Graham just committed to Michigan. Mason Graham is playing high school. Yeah,
Baby
bro.
Graham.
Just got him, bro. Like, I'm so pumped. Like, Lou Esposito, you dog, bro. People are, it's Notre Dame. No, it's not. Shut up. No, it's not. It's Michigan.
Y'all was saying that last week on Thursday.
A lot of people were like, he's going to Notre Dame. Shut up.
It's over. It's Notre Dame. It's over.
Nah. Guess what? Michigan's got a green light. Michigan's green light right now. Michigan's closing.
And that's what I was saying, bro. Like he looks just in plays just like Mason Graham. Why the hell would you go to Notre Dame?
If the number was 55, Johnny, I would think that's Mason Graham. Like,
that's what I'm saying. So you just saw Mason Graham go top 10. Why the hell would you go to Notre Dame?
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they sold. They sold development, scheme fit. They sold the entire vision of how they want to get him to the next level in the NFL. And you just saw Mason Graham go top 5. This kid, and I said in the video, so I posted a video at 7:30. I made the video before he committed because I knew that he was going to be committing. And dude, I was like, this kid should be this kid. You know what he's ranked in the composite, Johnny?
What's that?
Like 420 something, dude.
Was it because of the competition he's going against, or what?
No, he's playing in effing Texas, bro, against good competition. No.
A lot of these dudes don't know what they're doing.
Dude, the ranking services, this is one of those ones where the ranking services are so far up. It's very eerily similar to Mason Graham. He's ranked 443 high 3-star. 247 has him as a low 4-star. Very similar to Mason Graham. Like it's like deja vu, man.
Bro, he looks. This film looks like Mason Graham, bro. For real.
Yeah,
So,
and look at the blocks, just like Mason Graham, man. Like now we just need a Kenneth Grant. I need a Kenneth Grant. Give me a Kenneth Grant. National championship is coming.
need that
Bryce
big
Underwood.
monster. That monster in the middle. What, 6'4", 340?
Yeah, I need one. I need that. The one guy, I forgot his name. We were after him. If Juju was here, but I don't know where Juju is. Juju would know. There was a defensive tackle that we were after that was just like Kenneth Grant. But anyways, we'll keep it moving. We'll keep moving. Next player we're gonna talk about is Titan Davis. And by the way, shout out to Alistair Vallejo. Welcome to Michigan, brother. Titan Davis is the next player we're gonna talk about. He canceled his official visit. I want to say, it was to somebody. I don't remember, and it doesn't even matter. He's going to take his official visit to Michigan. So it's down to Alabama and Michigan. He's going to be visiting Michigan. I believe it'll be Victor's weekend. Let me just confirm quickly. It is. So he's going to be visiting Michigan on Victor's weekend, where here's what Michigan's going to try and do. I'll let you guys know the playbook. Michigan's trying to close kids right now. This weekend's going to be a big weekend. This weekend, we'll just get into it right now. Savion Hyder's visiting. Sal Samoa's visiting. There's word that Michigan wants to try and push there. John Turntine, the top 150 guard I was just telling you about, will be visiting Michigan. Travis Johnson, we just showed you, will be visiting Michigan. Andre Clark, which we'll get into more. Michigan looks to be the favorite there, is visiting Michigan. All these guys are 4 stars, all blue chips. Jordan Beck visiting Michigan, and Kenneth Goodwin. Michigan's going to look to close this weekend. They're going to try and land some kids. Then Victor's weekends the next weekend. Maintain momentum, knock Victor's weekend out, because that's where the big dogs are. The big dogs, for example, for Victor's weekend, just to kind of give you guys an idea who's going to be there: Carter Meadows, Kelvin Obot, who we just talked about out of Idaho, Malachi Mother effing Lee, Matt Ludwig, who's committed, Titan Davis, who we're now talking about, Marky Walbridge, the other offensive lineman we just talked about. You can see the game plan, right, guys? Zayden Crimpen, who we just talked about, Dorian Barney, who Michigan is in a good place for, who we will be talking about again. Mason Bonner, the commit, is going to be there. Brady Smeagol, QB1, is going to be there. Brody Jennings, also committed. Jalen Pyle, who's also committed. Barry McWhirter. You can see the vision. You see the roadmap. You see what Michigan's trying to do. It's closing season, boys, and Michigan's going to be trying to make that move. Like, everyone was worried about recruiting. Everybody, I said, just wait till official visits. Wait till the House bill, which we'll get into that next topic. We'll see, we'll get into it. We talked about it. I told you Michigan wanted to wait till the House bill before they guarantee numbers. House bill has been passed. We're making moves, boys. We're making moves. All right. So next player we're going to talk about is Nick Abrams. I have his huddle tape. Michigan has made a big move with Nick Abrams. He just visited Michigan this past weekend. And there's a belief that Michigan has the lead right now. And I'm going to play his huddle tape for those who are not familiar with Nick Abrams. This is one of Brian Jean-Marie's top targets. I am a big fan of this kid. I think he has a lot of potential. Let's take a look at him. Is it not playing? What are you doing? My bad. I got to hit play. Forgive me. I'm a little hype right now. So this is Nick Abrams. This is you'll see in the first few plays. This kid is read and diagnose, great frame, lays the wood. Look at him, diagnose, make the play. He's gonna kill this dude. He comes with the thump. I'm a fan of Nick Abrams. I think he has you just see attacks. He attacks.
Heat-seeking missile. I like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is one of Brian Jean-Marie's top targets. The other linebacker who Michigan is targeting is Kenneth Goodwin. There's a lot of buzz that Michigan leads for Kenneth Goodwin, and he is visiting 4-star linebacker visiting this weekend. So you have Nick Abrams, you have Kenneth Goodwin. You're seeing this, boys. Michigan has a
play right there.
You know how Michigan's one of their themes this season is blueprint? They got a blueprint. They have a plan. Like, you can see it. If you just pay attention to the chess pieces, you could see what Michigan's doing here. It's exciting because now that Michigan has the green light to do the numbers game, play the NIL, you can kind of see how these chess pieces are aligning or these dominoes are aligning. So Kenneth Grant's going to be visiting this weekend. Nick Abrams visited the weekend prior. Let's see if Michigan can land both. There is buzz that they can. We will see. Next player I want to talk about is Kari Adams. Had a strong official visit. His official visit was this past weekend, guys. This official visit went so well, he stayed another day. He stayed another day, guys. He stayed another day. Michigan's looking to and I'll show you guys, for those who are unfamiliar with Kari Adams, I'll bring this 247 profile up for you guys.
Hey.
So check this out. This is Kari Adams, guys. Top 100 corner, 36 national. It went so well this past weekend. He stayed another day. So let's see what happens here. I don't have anything too much more on that other than it was a good weekend. He extended his trip. If you extend your trip, guys, that's not a negative. That's a positive. So obviously we're competing against Penn State here. This is a big-time player. We'll see what Michigan can do. It's just a player I want to put on your guys' radar because it does appear that Michigan has made a move. To what extent, not sure yet, but we need to be aware of it. Dorian Barney's the next player we're going to talk about. DB. There is some buzz that Michigan has made a strong play for Dorian Barney. He's going to be visiting Victor's weekend, which could be another one Michigan is closing on. I just want to put him on the radar for everybody. And then the last player we're going to talk about is Jordan Beck, who is visiting this weekend. Michigan has there is the belief that Michigan has the lead coming into this weekend. I think Michigan's going to be looking to close this weekend. So let's be on the lookout for that. That is the recruiting update, guys. A lot of positive buzz. It should be only positive. And I don't want to say only positive news. That's not right. Only a lot of news going forward. I mean, Michigan's now seems to be foot on the gas, making moves. We have these commitments happening right now. We'll keep it. If there's an update on Brady Marchese, however you pronounce his name, we'll let you guys know. But that's where we are. Johnny, your thoughts on all of that?
I like where we're headed now that the NCAA has figured this out with the House bill or whatever you want to call it. You got that going, and Michigan seems like they know where they're trying to go. They know what type of players they want to get now, and they got the green light to go on and throw that bread out there. So I'm liking it, especially with the receivers. You want to get that next echelon, upper echelon of receivers that are playmakers and can make guys miss, that we've been missing. So that's really the only piece that we've been missing is the receivers.
Yeah. So I know. But what's good is Michigan appears to be able to pitch what they need to pitch, and it's the projection of the class for 26 is looking really good right now. Let's see how it goes. But the good news is here's what you can know. If Michigan just tried to flip Brady from Georgia, they're serious. They're making plays, right? So that's the good news. Just rest assured that they're pushing. Elijah Bowman here, 499, Savion Hider ran a 6.67 60 meter as a freshman and an 11.100 meter as a freshman in 2023. He didn't run track after, but that's elite speed. Well, sub 11's considered elite, but it's close enough for right now, and I'm sure he's faster. Elijah Bowman here. You got Travis Johnson Guilford. He loves him some Guilford. You got Piles, CJ Sadler. CJ Sadler, boys, I'm just going to let you know, I think we need to just I would say don't expect him in the class right now. If that changes, I will update you. It does not appear he'll be in the class. And I'll just say it's not because it's not because he wants, it's just something out of respect we'll leave alone for now. X is the Zion Robinson, and Keys, I would say Keys is a long shot. Gash is a gadget for sure. With Hyder and Underwood.
They need to go on offer Gash. They need to go and offer
they
him.
will. I think they will. I think we'll get an offer. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. Elijah, on majority of this here. We got Marmar in the house. We replace instead of reload. Okay. Fair enough. We replaced them hoes, don't we? Just kidding. All right. So when you have 10-4 speed, your route running doesn't need to be. I know you're right. Jameson Williams is one of those.
That's a fact.
Although Jameson Williams is more like a fucking 10-1 guy, really. Gash just doesn't have the track speed, but also elite football speed. Yeah, Samson Gash is interesting as hell. We'll see. We'll have to just monitor this one. We'll see what Michigan does here. We have our good friend Michael Dallas Fanatic Campbell, who has the worst taste in football teams, but I respect passion. He's got passion, so I respect it. I know he gets on people's nerves, but he's just having fun, having a good time. Notre Dame, Texas high school commit, Tiki Holla, who gives it? I'm just kidding. Outranks Alistair Blake. I bet you said that about Mason Graham too, Michael. How'd it work out? Tell me how it went. Let me know. I'm just kidding.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna lie, I like Michael, man. I like him. He's you know what he is? Committed. He's committed and passionate. It's all good for me. That's what I love about college football, man. You got these passionate fans, all these different fan bases. Michael's always welcome here. He knows that. All right, so let's get to the next topic, Johnny. I mean, unless you got anything you want to anything you want to say before we jump to the next topic.
Nah, go ahead.
All right. Just want to make sure you get it out, Johnny. I know sometimes you just want to lay it on a Notre Dame fan, but all right. So not today. All right,
not today.
Yeah, Michael, you're safe. All right. So we got the House bill. Okay, so we'll get into this. This is a very interesting thing. Of course, they passed it on a Friday. So a lot of people were, as soon as it dropped, and understandably so, people were like, well, what does this mean? What is it? What's the impact? What happens here? What does it mean for Michigan? All right. So here's what's interesting about this House bill, guys. So what it does is it now gives the universities for the first time the ability to pay players. There's a $20.5 million pot. I mean, I've seen numbers from 20.5 to 22, whatever. I don't know. Michigan is going to commit 70 to 75% of its revenue share to its football roster. Now, here's what's interesting, guys. This revenue share, it only applies to D1 athletes, meaning if you're in high school, doesn't apply. Now, a lot of people are like, well, with this NCAA clearinghouse, with this NCAA House bill, there's a clearinghouse where now you have to push all NIL deals above $600 through this clearinghouse. They have to approve, and it has to be market value. Now, one, that's going to be challenged in courts. You better believe the boosters and the lawyers and the parents, and this is going to go to court. I already know it will. We all know it will. But here's what makes it really interesting. That's for D1 athletes. That's for players who are in college. This has no effect on high school players. As long as the state allows legal NIL, which every state does except like Hawaii, I think Indiana, Ohio, which is interesting, and one or two others. So there's like 5 out of all the states that allow high school NIL. Michigan and its collectives can negotiate NIL deals that do not need to go through a clearinghouse with these prospects. And these deals can be like Bryce Underwood's deal. These deals can be like Ty Haywood. This does not stop NIL. It only creates an environment where these kids are actually earning more money now, because now what the revenue share model is going to be for transfer portal players, players already on the roster, and retainment of players. That is what it's going to be. And your lower half of your classes, so like your players who fill out like 15 through 25 of your cycle classes, they will be given, and every kid will get revenue share, but they will be promised a guaranteed number that'll get them to commit to Michigan, right? The collectives are going to be more about those top, I would say 8 to 12, 14 guys. That's where your collective money is going to go. Maybe it might only be just your top 10. I don't know yet. So I'm assuming there. What I'm not assuming is there's for sure the collectives are going to be used for those blue chip, big time gets. Go get them. The revenue share will be used for the rest of the class. Revenue share will be used for the guys on the roster, portal, and retainment of roster. So that's where we are. So just so everyone knows. Now, what does this mean for Michigan?
Exactly.
Well, Sean McGee, and this is why it is so important that the Navy looked a different way for their athletic director. Sean McGee has already been experienced. With cap structuring because of being with the Bears. There has been word for a while that Sean McGee, Michigan and Sean McGee has been prepared for this for over a year. Sean McGee already knows how he's going to structure the cap, how he's going to structure the roster, what positions are going to get X, Y, Z, which is why you see as soon as that House bill went, green light, okay, it's game on. Collectives are still green lit. So Queen Jolene, shout out to you. Hail the Queen. She's still good money. Okay. Money's still good. Ellisons are still good. So, that's why, so Michigan should be in a position. So here's what's also interesting. A lot of schools have made commitments. And there's a belief that a lot of schools are gonna have some trouble with their roster management because of the way that they have their NIL structured. But we'll see. Now, one thing I want to clarify though. The NIL deals that these kids make in high school will not have any impact on the revenue share. Those deals will be contract binding through collectives, and the collectives are going to have to put legal language in them that if a kid transfers or does not sign on signing day, because it has to be before he signs as an athlete, then the money has to go back. Now, guess what? That's going to go to court. You better believe there's going to be a kid who doesn't pay the money back. That's going to happen.
Nothing back.
Yeah, that's my money. And then not only that, you have kids who are staying committed for $20K a month. Georgia, Curry Smart let that out the bag. I don't know if Michigan's doing that or not. I don't know, but you never know. I don't know. If I find out, I'll let you guys know, but I don't know. But what I told you guys though, and shout out to my guy Tom Bouchard here. Shout out to you, my guy. What I have told you guys, and this is why I hope you guys rock with us and all that. I told you once this House bill passed, Michigan, that's when Michigan was going to go. I told you that's what the word was. I was just sharing what I've heard and what the word was. And then, we also gave you the where we've been with Savion Hyder. Now we'll see if Michigan can close there. But in terms of accuracy, again, the show's hitting good numbers. We'll see where it goes. But Johnny, it does appear Michigan is well positioned to, from this point to signing day, have a strong class. What's your thoughts on all this, man?
Oh, I'm loving it. I'm McDonald's right now. I'm loving it because shout out to Marmar because he was saying this a while ago, about a month or two ago, about Sean McGee sending us videos about it in his plan. And it's one thing if it didn't happen like it did, but the fact that he was preparing for this and kind of knew what was going to happen, so he's been preparing to have Michigan ready for that bill to pass, and now the chips are falling right where we want them to. So the fact that he's already been looking ahead, and now other teams and schools are scrambling, trying to figure it out because they just been dishing it out, pay for play, however they want to. I like that he had the foresight to understand what's the long-term model for Michigan football to be successful.
Yeah, exactly, man. And this is where Michigan, what's funny? And I told somebody I was going to stay away from this, but I just can't help it. Because they came at me. Buckeye Scoop, man. Fuck it. We're going to call him out. I know. I apologize right now to that individual because I did tell him I was going to avoid that shit. But I mean, he came at me. You know what I'm saying? He came at me. So I want to post something. I want to share something. I'm going to share right now if I can find it. Where is it at? I post too much. Where are you at, Buckeye Scoop? So I posted something about the House bill passing, and then Buckeye Scoop said, I'll share it.
What they say, massive cheating scandal, massive breaking news.
This is how you know they throw. I'm gonna tell you this right now. You want to know how you know they throw shit at the wall, which we already know. By the way, Johnny, we've gotten word that our names have been in some of their mouths recently. So I guess, you know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, I've been getting the word.
Yeah. All right, so check this out. So right here. So I said Michigan recruiting. I said this on the 6th, boys. June 6th. We're at June 10th. Tell me I was lying. Not lying. No lies told, right? Then Buckeye Scoop's got a quote tweet me and says, this is the worst possible thing that could happen to Michigan. You're fucking wrong. flat out. No, the reality is Michigan's prepared for this, set up for this. Collective's healthy. The cap's going to be structured well. Sean McGee's already got this thing laid out. This is why they didn't want to guarantee numbers to kids that they couldn't promise, because they wanted to do it the right way. Green light season. House bill has been passed. This is what it is. But if you want another exhibit of shit thrown at a fucking wall, this is it. And this is
why would that be bad for Michigan regardless, though?
Because you know what they think, bro. This is like, and I know we have some Buckeyes that that we respect, and it's all love, like, and it is, and for those of you who are watching, it is all love, and this isn't directed at you at all. But there is definitely a large portion of Buckeyes who really don't pay attention. They just read whatever these people say, and they think that, our collectives are buying all these kids. Well, first of all, this has no effect on the collectives in the high school players. Okay, zero effect on that. Second of all, Michigan is already planned and has laid out what they're going to do for the roster for this structure, this cap structure that's going to be implemented through the NCAA. Michigan is actually well positioned for this. Michigan's in a great spot for this. So if anything, at the end of the day, it's another L of many. That's why it's going to be very interesting. And I will stay neutral here. It's going to be very interesting when this announcement on the sign gate goes through, because somebody's taking a fucking L, and it's either going to be us or it's going to be them. And someone's going to take a hard fucking L. And guess what? One of the two sides is not going to let the other one live it down. So we're going to find out. I'll tell you this right now. My money's on us. We'll find out, though. Time will tell on that. So that's the reality of that situation. Michigan's in a good spot. We're doing it. Green light season. We'll see what Michigan does. This weekend's gonna be interesting, and then the rest of the official visit season is gonna be interesting. I'm real interested to see what is the update on Brady Marchese, because I don't know what has occurred, obviously, since being on the show, but I know things are moving quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So actually, Kinetic brings up a really good point. So this is interesting, Kinetic. So you're right. I wanted to touch on this. So he goes, TJ, the House settlement also grandfathers in all current players on the roster, so they won't count against the 105 at all, as long as they stay on the current school. What are your thoughts? Okay, great fucking question, Kinetic. Thank you. All right. So they're still going to be scholarship kids. Now here's the thing, though, Kinetic. The scholarship players actually do count against the revenue share. So you have a 105. So the way this works, and I don't know if there's going to be a term limit here on this. And here's what I mean by that. The judge didn't want to implement a 105 roster cap and then the walk-ons be without anywhere to go.
Yeah.
No team to play on. So the judge was real conscious of that. So the way that they've decided to navigate it is by allowing a 105 cap, but scholarship kids additionally. And those will be your walk-on kids. Now, I don't know if that's only for like the legacy walk-ons, or if that's going to be what I don't know is if that's long-term or what the plan is there. But it is interesting to see how they structured that. So it's interesting. I actually like it. I'm for this House bill. I think this is good. The only thing that the reality is, though, Johnny, the the lawyers are going to be making a lot of money because there's going to be parents and boosters. Because like, how do you limit? I'll give you an example. Everyone remember Branch. Zachariah Branch was requesting like what, 4 million or 2.5, something crazy, 2.5 million, something wild out of USC in the transfer portal. Who is going to have that revenue share for a transfer portal kid? And you know damn well the agents or the collectives or whoever, the parents, are going to be like, oh, you are not allowing free market. You are capping the earning potential of my son, which is illegal constitutionally.
Yeah.
That's
he
what's going to
definitely
happen.
didn't deserve all that money he was trying to get.
Yeah, 500 yards, man. He got it, though.
Where's he at? He's at
Georgia, right?
Yeah, he's at Georgia. That's what I was thinking.
Wild. Yeah. So what did Georgia give Branch? Word is he got his demand. It was like, I think it might have 1.5 million. I think I might have, but whatever. 1.5 million? Whatever.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad we didn't do it. I'll say that respectfully. But all right, that's where we are. Michigander, you missed a gem. What are you doing? You're taking a nap, bro. Listen. You die when you sleep, or you'll sleep when you die, brother. I'm just kidding. All right, man.
Oh, that was wild.
I'm just saying, there's plenty of time for sleep. It ain't during Michigan Wolverines live, dog. Rewind. Hit the rewind, bro. This was a busy show. All right. Anyways, here, let me hit these final super chats. Actually, we only got one more. It's Elijah. Thank you. U of M can fix their Philip Wright error with Gash. I like Philip Wright a little. I like Philip Wright more. I'm gonna be honest with you. But Gash is a good player. I want him. We'll take it. I get it, Elijah. I'm with you though. Elijah, do you approve of these new Michigan targets? I think you do. I think Elijah Gash is about to be, or I'm Elijah Gash. Elijah Bowman's about to be, a complete 180 on his analysis of the Michigan wide receiver core. But anyways, yeah, so that's where we are. That's our show, boys. Hour and 15 minutes. We had a jam-packed show. Johnny, thank you for joining me. Oh, we got another one. Super chat here. We got 5012. Does this bill help or hurt Oregon? Okay, great question. So here's the reality, guys. All the teams that were doing the NIL, Oregon, Miami, nothing's changed. It's all they still have the ability to buy these players. And what's crazy is an article just came out by On3. I know people like to give On3 a lot of shit, but the reality is, guys, one of the things that they focus on is one of the most critical things of recruiting right now, and it is NIL, because it is a major variable in the recruiting process. One of the players said it's not about how much money you can get, it's about the benefits. Private jets, cars, houses. Like, I'm like, damn, dude, like, for real. Like, so now right, because we're getting out of the infancy stage of NIL, you're now getting to a more mature state. And the mature state is, not only do I want $1 million, I want private jets for my parents to come to games. I want trips. I want trips to Hawaii. I want a car. I want the house for the parents, etc. I want a brand, a clothing brand deal. Yeah.
You talking about campus legend is went to a whole new level.
Yeah, bro. So it's wild. It's only going to get more. Like, it's not slowing down. So yeah. So the NI and then with the revenue sharing, what it did, guys, is it just pumped more money into the market. So now you don't need collectives to pay for some of these other kids, because the revenue share will get that covered. Now the collectives will put that money towards the bigger players. So these deals, like, for example, like Jackson Cantwell, the money he got this year, he got QB1 money. Jackson Cantwell, number one player in the nation, got QB1 money this year. Okay. So I was reading another article where they're like, do you think what does this do for the price of quarterbacks? And for those who don't know, the price of quarterback is like a QB1, an elite top quarterback in the top 100 is going for like $1 million plus. Okay. And then the article simply said, no, the price is only going to go up now. It's only going to go up.
It's going to be like the pros. Yeah. When that every offseason that quarterback gets that big deal, the price goes up.
Yeah.
He changes the market value.
Exactly. It's only going to go up. It's only going to get a little crazier. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, I think, guys, here's the reality. This is not going to get contained until, and this might piss people off, they get to a 40-team league or a 60-team league, and there's a commissioner and a collective bargaining agreement. That is, yeah. So like my guy Rashad and Elijah, I'll get to your super chat here, but my guy, this is ridiculous. I know. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not going to stop until there is a collective bargaining agreement with these players, and there is a league commissioner, and they're probably going to go to about 40 teams, 40 of the best brands. I could see them stretching it to 60. What I really would like is relegation. I would love to do it like Europe does with soccer, where you have like 2 tiers and like the bottom teams fall and the top teams rise. You know, that'd be fun. Now that's just me. Now I know that means college football, as you know, it's dead, but I mean, it's It ain't grandpa's college football no more, boys. All right, so then we got Elijah. He's got 2 super chats, 499. Tell Fred no more that Travis, Gash, Pyle, and Zion is going to show him what a first down catch looks like. I bet they catch it. Anyways, respectfully. All right, so then Elijah Bone, 499. No hammer is dropping. The only thing dropping is the ball when it's thrown. Oh, jeez.
Stop it.
I say, man, if
So
Fred Moore ever sees this, bro.
Look at this though, TJ, because your boy Garrison be saying this. Is that it's still amateur? Are these amateurs and student athletes still?
Oh yeah. Fuck no. That's so dead, bro. And Juju, by the way, I'm mad at you right now. Where the hell you been? You take a nap? Did you take a nap like Michigander? I'm just kidding.
Full of that Henny. He passed out
earlier. I could have used you earlier when I needed to know that defensive tackle name, but we're past it. Anyways, so regarding I saw that Garrison. I know. So Garrison's trying to make the argument that they're amateur athletes. Bro, that is done. This is semi-pro football, man. Like these kids are professionals. There is a facade, an illusion of student athlete, but let's be real here. These kids are committing to schools not because of academics. It's like the smallest portion of their decision. Here's what the decision is. NIL playing style, or I'm sorry, NIL development, playing style, and playing time. Relationships. Probably relationships might be, but that's it. And then it's academic. That's nice.
Yeah.
I like business school. That sounds fun. Now some of these kids now that's not every kid. So let's just there are some kids who are like, all right, well, and there are some parents like, no, you're gonna get that degree. Because we need you to get that education. It's a free education. You better get it. So there is definitely a bucket of kids that will fall in, but a lot of like these top kids though, there's other priorities.
Yeah, the difference makers. It's a lot of them. It's a lot of them.
Hey, Juju, wasn't it? That was a good time, wasn't it? We'll see. We'll see if Michigan counters, man. We'll see if Michigan counters. But yeah, all right, so that's our show tonight, guys. We went an hour and 20. It was a good show, man. I was actually waiting for it all. I was like, how the hell are we gonna make this all work? We didn't even talk about our guy Mikhail Blade. Mikhail Blade commits to Michigan yesterday. Shout out to him. But just want to thank everyone for being a part of the show, watching the show tonight. Everyone liking the video. If you have not liked the video, please like the video. If you have not subscribed, guys, I want to give everyone an update on something. We are almost at 11,000 subscribers. If you guys would like to, if you guys have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to the channel. I'd like to get to 11,000. We are at 10,972. We are only 28 away from 11,000. Thank you very much for the kind words. We appreciate you guys. And we're out. But guess what? Me and Johnny are back Thursday, 8 p.m. Me and Johnny Olden doing the damn thing. Call-in show. Let's talk ball. There'll probably be some buzz. Maybe we get another update on Brady. Maybe Juju won't be sleeping and he'll make the show. Maybe Michigan Gander won't be sleeping. He'll make the damn show. Shout out to Moose. Let's see what Moose has to say about Burke. By the way, Burks, what are you doing, brother? Burke said, oh God, I don't even want to read it. I don't even care. I don't even care. Fuck it, we'll read it. Burke says I act 10 the other night, which I thought was ironic because he's like 30. Okay. I didn't know where that was going. Whatever. I'm not gonna stir the pot.
Leave it alone.
Yeah, interesting. The drama of the podcast communities. We'll say that. All right, guys. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate everyone watching. As you guys know, it is always Johnny. It is always
go blue.
Go blue, boy.